Oh wait, wrong playlist. Alas, after 3 weeks of work, off and on, as I could get around to do it, I have completed the Hillbilly Garden. Let's take a tour. I'll explain how it works, what I've done. It's entirely built, it's entirely planted. Come see it. All right, guys and girls, now remember, this all started because my beautiful bride Dearly, aka Giggly Girl, wanted me to take down the rest of what we had used in the past as a chicken pen here. And I thought, well, gosh, why do that when I already have deer protection up for a garden? So I went through my rubbish in the woodshed in the garage. I found a broken old entertainment center, a nice pine board that I was using for some other projects that I neglected and let go, a bunch of used lumber people had given me, the drawers for the entertainment center, and I just used what very limited skills I have to cut them up and bang them up and hammer them up and make raised beds. Now, this turned out to be something all entirely different, but I still got some cleaning up to do. This is an old nesting box. This used to be a hen house. I'd said before I was going to plant tomatoes in that this year, but I've changed my mind, and I'm going to explain why. But no hillbilly garden is complete unless it's got a proper hillbilly gate. Now, I made this hillbilly gate last year. Found this pole on the side of the road one morning when I was running, and I thought, gosh, look at that pole. That could be used for something. So I use it here to hold the gate door open. This just slides right out. See that? All right, now, don't look to the left. I'm going to save that for you. I'm going to go to the garden first. I'm going to explain why I'm not planting tomatoes in there like I said it was. All right, so here we go. We walk into the hillbilly garden. Again, we've got chicken wire 8 feet high, keep the deer out. And here we go. Planted turnips, made a video of this last week. I guess I planted 2,000 turnips. I had a couple little packets. They said there was 1,000 seeds in them. I put one packet in and I didn't believe it was 1,000, so I poured the other. Well, I think it was 1,000. So I'm going to have 2,000 turnips in here. Of course, I'll have to thin them out. But the sides are holding. If you remember, if you watch that video, this happened to be white hickory oak. White hickory oak. It's a very, look, you can't drive a nail through that. I wasted like a box of nails trying. But I figured out how to fix it. I used my hillbilly ingenuity. Drove some 20-inch long kindling, well-seasoned red oak kindling I'd had split up here, supporting the, see, look at that. It's just being supported by that, but it's working out great. Now, I built this one 2 days ago, raised bed with just scrap lumber. Scrap lumber I had laying around. Filled it with soil, and today, planted carrots. Okay, now over here, these are the drawers that came out of the broken entertainment center back there. Planted lettuce in here, and as you can see, we've got lettuce coming up. And then just to show that you can garden in anything, we made some container pots here out of empty water bottles, planted lettuce. So planted the lettuce coming up in those as well. Got a little bit of weeding to do. Okay, I made this one today. It's had some scrap lumber. See, I'm gonna drive a nail just here. This one, this is more of that white hickory oak, super hard, so the nail would bend. But we planted broccoli here today, like 20 minutes ago. The package said there was 1,000 seeds. I took the package at its word this time. I didn't plant nearly as many. Still going to have some thinning out to do. If you've noticed so far, I've talked about turnips, lettuce, carrots, broccoli. This is all cold weather hardy vegetables we've planted so far because it's still, look at that, March 18th as of this recording. Still going to have some snow, some ice, some frost. So can't go with the tall stuff yet, like corn and eggplant and okra. We'll get around to that later. This is spinach, and just today, this came up since this morning. This morning there was just a couple up. But my son and I planted spinach here, and the spinach is coming up You can see we've got Winston's rabbit pellets on top there. He's my free roam bunny that actually lives in my office now. He keeps me company, gives me writing prompts when I have a hard time coming up with story ideas. Winston whispers them to me, telekinetically, of course. He can't talk. He's a rabbit. Are you crazy? Rabbits can't talk. Of course he's got to tell me these things through telekinesis. Duh. And people say I'm crazy. So anyway, we might be getting company soon. Anyway, that's for a different playlist. Okay, so this was a broken, busted entertainment center. Simply turned it over on its back, drilled holes in the bottom of the plywood on the back, filled it with soil, and we planted potatoes. And just today, we've got our first potatoes coming up. These are the little red potatoes that are absolutely delicious. Oh, wow. There's one, too. That was not there this morning. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. See that? Popping its head up? There's a potato right there. So the potatoes are coming up. Now, oh, wow, look at this. This wasn't here this morning either. This is a snow pea. See that snow pea? We went around the border. There's another one. Check it out. Snow peas coming up. There's one. Oh, here's several. Look at that. It was 73 degrees today here in Central Virginia. Lots of sun. So what we did, we laid down cardboard everywhere before we put the raised beds in here, so we don't have to worry about weeding. I'll cover that. But then I went around the sides and cut, 3-inch by 3-inch holes, and I just put 2 to 3 snow pea seeds in each hole because the fence is already here, so that's my trellis. So as these snow peas come up, look, there's some more. I get these weeds out of the way. There's some more. See there, snow peas coming up. They'll just be able to grab onto this, and they'll have 8, well, it's about 6.5 feet. I said 8. I lied to you. So here's everything we planted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You count those little ones, 7 little wooden raised beds. And so far, so good. Stuff's coming up already. So now, here's what I was saving for you. I'm actually going to have more space if I show you this from the outside. We've decided to use this as a hen house yet again. So what I did is, you see the ceiling in there? In the past, we'd always just had chicken wire. This is completely predator proof. We've never had a predator get in this pen. But before we just had a tarp that we put over the top, and when it would rain, it would collect water, and you could see the chicken wire. Well, the camera was not zooming in on it. It would droop down, and I have to come in and push the water off of it. And if I forgot, well, we'd have mosquitoes breeding. Now I still have to set it up in there. I've still got to put the laying boxes in there and a bunch of stuff. I got to fix that perch there. But so I put plywood on today. I had some 8 feet long plywood, put it on there so that it won't droop, and then covered the plywood with a tarp. I bought this 2 days ago on Amazon for $12, not sponsored. Came yesterday, put it there today, put some, stuff on there to hold it down, but it's stretched tight and it's secured tightly, so wind shouldn't be an issue anyway. So once again, this is going to be home to some pretty little girls here soon. I'm going to show you them here in a minute. But look at this. So instead of taking this down, I just took advantage. I'm tired of doing work over and over because we want our garden here this year, then the next year we want it somewhere else. So I said, hey, this is already here. I already did that work once. Why don't I figure out how I can utilize this? And as you can see, I left my sunglasses in there. And so this is how this was created. And again, this needs to be cleaned up. It hasn't been used in a while, but this is just an FYI for you, for those of you who are doing backyard chickens or whatnot. The best egg laying box we've ever had was simply this Tupperware container we got at a Goodwill store, not sponsored, for 99 cents. Now I got to clean it up before I get it in there, but we clean it up real good. We line the bottom with hay. You can use shavings, whatever, and then we just use like a box cutter to cut the square out, and the hens love to lay in this box. I'm gonna make a couple more of these to put in here for this year. But let me show you our little friends that are getting ready to very soon be living in here. Okay, pardon the mess. I have not done my spring cleaning yet, but let's look in here. What we got here? Oh, look at these pretty girls. Look at these pretty girls. Hi, pretty girls. So I surprised my wife and son about 3 weeks ago. or no, 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry, 2 or 3 weeks, whatever. Got 6 of these beautiful yellow chicks. Of course, they were much smaller when I got them. They looked like the one on the bag there. They liked them so much they wanted more, so we went got back and we got 6 more. Now the second set of 6 we got, the brown ones, they may be hens, they may be roosters. We're not sure yet, but the yellow ones are hens. Now, as you can tell, I've got the screen on here so they can't get off. It's a very warm day, so I've only left one light on, but we're leaving both lights on at night because we're still getting down to about freezing. These girls and probably a couple guys are probably a week, 10 days at the most away from being transferred. When we do transfer them into that pen, we're going to keep this, keep the lights, take the screens off, of course. They'll be big enough to jump in and out at that time. So the lights will still be on, especially at night, so that if they do need the extra heat, they can jump back in and get that. But yeah, I thought I was going to plant tomatoes over there in that old pen, but well, it looks like we ended up having chickens again, so I bet you guys are excited to get over there to that bigger space, aren't you? Need to let those feathers grow in just a little bit more so you have a little bit more protection from the cooler temperatures we're still experiencing, but you'll be there in about a week to 10 days. So there you have it. It might not be pretty, but it's practical. I mean, this lumber could have continued to sit around in storage for longer, for more years, or it could have been, you know, cut down and banged up with lots of nails and, well, some rope and kindling was needed because it was that hard white hickory oak. You can't drive a nail through the stuff. And now it's going to grow our food. And then the little chickens are going to go in there and the hens are going to lay the eggs. It's right here. Proof that, and again, even if you don't have lumber, if you just have plastic containers, that Tupperware container I used for an egg laying box, you could drill holes in the bottom of that or poke holes in the bottom if you don't have a drill. You're only limited by your imagination. And it's like that with everything in life, is it not? The only limits we have are the limits we put upon ourselves. All right, so I hope you enjoyed my hillbilly garden tour. Get out there and make your own hillbilly garden this year, even if you're not a hillbilly.